Oh, hello. Listen, if you want to improve your pronunciation and sound more like, well, me, a native speaker, then keep watching. Hello, it's Keith, once again, from the Keith Speaking Academy. And I'm here to help you become a more confident speaker of English with my website, my online courses, and my YouTube videos. Now then, to be clear, it's not necessary to have native-like English pronunciation. You don't need to speak like a native speaker, but your pronunciation does need to be clear. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 easy ways to sound more like a native speaker or a proficient speaker of English, to sound more English, right? In fact, you're going to sound a bit more like me. Let's do it. Right, now the first way to sound more English is to pay attention to phrasing. Basically, this means you speak in phrases, not in individual words. It doesn't matter if you're a lower level or an advanced level, it's still important. Let's think of a beginner or lower level. Sometimes students do this. They say, well, I live in Spain. I like it. And it's kind of word by word, and it's not very fluent, not very English, okay? What's much better is to think of the phrase and to say, I live in Spain. I like it a lot. Can you see the difference? We're just taking a phrase and a pause. I live in Spain, pause. I like it, pause, a lot. But the fluency goes up. It just sounds more English, okay? I'll explain how to do this in a moment. Let's consider higher levels. You can speak in phrases or in clauses. Imagine, for example, a relative clause, right? If I had, I would, okay? Instead of saying, if I had more money, I would buy a car. Think of the phrase, of the clause, okay? If I had more money, pause, I'd buy a new car. You can slow down to do it, but focus on the phrasing. If I had more money, I'd buy a new car. Okay? Focusing on the phrase or the clause really will change how you're speaking English. If I had a new car, I'd be really happy. Really? How do you do this? The first thing you do is you notice. So when you listen to a native speaker like me, pay attention to where I'm pausing. Can you hear that? How it's working? So first, pay attention. Second, repeat. Repeat what people are doing. Short audio clips. You can repeat or shadow. Shadow is repeating at the same time, almost. This is a great way to focus on phrasing and to just sound much more English. It's a game changer. Listen for those pauses. Okay, that's number 1. Pay attention to phrasing. Let's move on. Right, the second way to sound more English is to master English long vowel sounds. Okay, now in many languages, like a lot of Latin languages and Asian languages, they mainly have short vowel sounds. But in English, we have these long vowel sounds. So short vowel sounds like a, I, o, u. But in English, we have a, e, I, o, u. Right? Now, those are a mixture of long vowels and diphthongs. I'll look at the diphthongs in a moment. Let's focus on the long vowels because those are probably easier to start with. Okay, these are really going to help you Practice and focus on them. Let's begin with a vowel sound, a short one, a. Okay. When we say the word to drive a car, okay, it's not car. A lot of Spanish speakers would say car. But actually it's car. The a becomes ah, car. You know when you go to the dentist and he says, say ah, car. Far. Park. Don't park your car far away. Now that's a bit over exaggerated. When we speak, we say don't park your car far away. But when you're practicing, over exaggerate. Ah. Okay. The second one, E. So we've got the short sound, I, and the long one, E. If you've studied books like this, you'll know things like ship and sheep. The E, as in me, you can recognize and make by the smile. Just record yourself and look at the face, look at the mouth, right? See, me, si, me, see, me. Can you see me? You can literally see the smile, and that's how you can do it. Just record yourself and see your lips moving. A lot of this is about training the muscles because we speak in English from the front of the mouth a lot. We use the lips a lot, as you can see. Next one. You. You. Blue. Shoe. You. It's long, right? You like blue shoes. You. The last one, as in girl, work, world, early, It's a long sound, right? I work early. Practice these long sounds. They'll really help you. Let's look briefly at diphthongs because they're not the same. This is where you go from one sound to another. For example, A is e, I. A. You go a. It's a slide, A. And the mouth changes shape, A. It's not A. If you can see the change in your mouth, it's working, right? A. I say, day, today. I goes from a to I. Again, look at the mouth. I like my bike. I. Practice and over-exaggerate. We've also got O. O. And look at the lips. O. It's long and there's a change. O. So, I go. Right? When you're practicing, over-exaggerate. Final one. Ow. Now. Out. Go out now. Go out now. Go out now. So, long vowels, diphthongs, you can go back and review these, but the key thing is to be noticing A, how your mouth changes, and B, training these muscles, because you may not be used to it. That is the second way you can sound so much more English. Let's move on. Right, now the third way to sound more English is to work on English intonation. Intonation is kind of the melody of the phrase. So basically, we've got different tones. In English, you've got mainly three. You've got rising tone, falling tone, and falling rising tone. The thing is, in many languages, it's different. And for example, in Chinese and Vietnamese, each word, which is a syllable, can have a different tone and so a different meaning. For example, in Chinese, you could say, for example, ma, 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 ma. 5 different tones. I'm not an expert, and the different tone will change the meaning of the word. In English, the intonation tends to go across a phrase. Not just a word, but across a phrase. And you can change the meaning of the phrase by changing the intonation across the phrase. So phrases, for example, let's take the phrase we had at the start of this video. I live in Spain. I like it a lot. I live in Spain. I like it a lot. Di. It's a falling and a falling. A lot of phrases and statements in English have this falling, right? I'm going to go shopping. Tomorrow, I'm going to go shopping. Tomorrow has this falling, rising. But I'm going to go shopping. It has that falling tone. So that's very, very common. Where it changes is in questions. So many questions typically will have a rising intonation. Do you like it? Can you swim? Do you want to go? That rising intonation. If it's a either or question, then it rises and falls. It falls at the end. Do you want coffee or tea? Do you prefer this or that? So when it's an or, it's going to fall at the end, typically. There are different rules for questions as well, but let me talk briefly about connectors. In the other example, I said tomorrow, which is T, falling, rising. Many connectors have this falling, rising, right? But I like this, but I prefer that. Okay. Actually, I don't want to go. Mind you, I might come along later. That kind of falling, rising intonation, very common with connectors. And if you listen to my videos, actually, you'll hear it a lot, right? So I've talked about phrases, questions, connectors, clauses. Again, going back to what we said earlier about a relative clause. If then So relative clauses normally go up in the first clause and down in the second. If I had a lot of money, I'd be really happy. If I had more money, I'd buy a new car. Okay, so these are the kind of patterns you can get. The challenge for you learning English is that there are no fixed rules for intonation. There are common patterns, like some of those I've mentioned today, and others that you can notice as you listen. So as I mentioned earlier, when you're listening, notice. Notice the tone and the intonation. And then repeat it and shadow it. It's exactly the same as I said about phrasing and the pause. It's the same for intonation. It's going to be another game changer. If you can work on your intonation, even on basic phrases, it will change it so much. Let's move on. Right, the fourth way to sound more English, or maybe like me, is to use the weak t. T-O, the weak to, t. Now, there are lots of weak forms in English, right? There's to, t, for, from, can. There's loads. But if you're just going to take one to work on, then I would take the T-O, t. Some people think T-O is pronounced to. But it is sometimes, but 90% of the time it's pronounced t. And it's the weak form t because the next word is stressed. And that's the secret. For example, have to, got to, got to, want to, want to. What was the other one? Going to, going to. Then you stress the next word, right? I have to go. I'm going to go. I got to go. I want to go. Stressing the next word. How do you stress a word? Do you know how to stress a word in English? It's really silly. We just say the word louder. I have to go. I know. There are three things we do, actually, linguistically. Say it louder, say it at a higher pitch, and make the vowel a bit longer. I have to go. I want to go. I need to go. I need to go. Right? So stress the word and use the weak form of the t, right? The weak t, not the weak t. like this. Come on, who made the... 2 minutes you leave the tea bag in to brew. Come on, make a cup of tea. It's not that hard. Not the weak tea, you want the weak t. That's what you want. So you can start with those: have to, got to, going to, want to, need to. And just remember, over-exaggerate, stress the next word, practice, notice first, then practice. And as you notice, as you're listening to more English, you're going to go, wow, oh yes, now I can really hear it. And that means you're on your way to sounding much, much more English. Let's move on. Rightio, the fifth way to sound more like a native speaker, more English, is to use chunks. I talk about chunks a lot in my teaching, and a chunk is just 2 or 3 words that often go together. And instead of thinking of words, you think of the sound of the chunk. So for example, if I say, do you want to, remember? Instead of thinking about 4 words, I think of the sound. So, do you, j, want to, j, want to, becomes one sound. Do you want to? Do you want to go? Do you want to come? Do you want to? Do you want to? Sounds like a name. Hello, my name is Jawanta. Jawanta. Do you want to come? Do you want to go? Do you want to stop? Okay, I know you can say wanna as well. Do you wanna? But I'm just practicing do you want to because of the weak T we've been studying. Do you need to? Do you need to? Need to? Do you need to? Do you have to? Okay. Another one. Do you like? Do you like? Do you like? My name is Do you like? Do you like it? Do you like chocolate? Do you like this? Do you like? What you can do as well, you can extend this to go into the past, right? Did you want to? Did you want to? Did you want to go? Did you need to come? Did you like it? You can also put what. What do you want to? What do you want to? What do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? What do you want to do? What do you want to? Even the what and the past. What did you want to? What did you want to? What did you want to do? What did you want to say? You can see the idea, right? Obviously, I'm not going to analyze the whole English language, but you've got the concept, the idea of chunking and the sound. You can practice these common ones, but you've got the concept. Then you want to be noticing. So as you're listening, be listening for this and notice it, and then practice through repeating and shadowing. And with all of that, you're going to sound a lot more like a native speaker, a proficient speaker. You'll get clearer English pronunciation. And then, hopefully, over time and practice, you'll become a more confident speaker of English. So there you have it. 5 easy ways, simple ways to sound more like a native speaker, more like me, right? Phrasing, remember, those long vowels and the diphthongs, intonation over phrases, the weak forms, especially the weak t, not the weak t, and chunks and those sounds. Work on these, notice them as you're listening all the time, and then start practicing them, and then you're well on the way to becoming a much more confident speaker of English. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching me today and for learning with me. If you enjoyed this, give me a like, do subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.